So for today's look, I already have a base on, which is the MAC Strobe Cream in Pink Light, the Becca Liquid Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop. I also have my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Face Palette. I just swirled all three colors together and tapped as per the suggestion of Leah McDonald. Thank you very much. And let me just think. I also have some of the Quo Eye Kohl in the color Wink just in my waterline right now. And I have a bit of gloss on and some of the Essence blush, the blush, in the shade 50 Blooming. So I can show you those products after, but today's video is mainly going to focus on the eyes, and I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills collab with Amrezy. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And these are the colors. So they are a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I did want to give them a try. I've done one look already with them this week. Today's look won't be anything too extreme. If you've watched my channel before, you know most of my looks are not too extreme. So I hope you enjoy, and I can talk about the colors that I've used afterwards. For today's song, I will be doing Someone Like You by Adele in the slower acoustic lower key version. I hope you enjoy. There is a lot of fallout from this palette. You might see me brushing it away as I go. I heard that you're settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. Guess she gave you things I couldn't give to you. Old friend, why are you so shy? Ain't like you to hold her back or hide from the light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. Nothing but the best for you. Too, don't forget me, I beg. I remember you say sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. You know how the time flies. Only yesterday was the time of our lives. We were born and raised in a summer haze, bound by the surprise of our glory days. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. mistakes they are memories made. Who would have known how bittersweet this would taste? Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you say sometimes it lasts in love, or sometimes it hurts instead. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you say sometimes it lasts in love, sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, sometimes it hurts instead. So that was just a slower version of Adele's Someone Like You. I hope you enjoyed. So I want to show you something. I have used a total of 3 shades from this palette. I've used New Yorker, I've used Wasted, as in your waist, and I've used, give me one moment, Anastasia. So I have not used, I can't even see the color name, just a sec. I have not used Georgina at all right now, which is right here. But what this is the fallout from Wasted over here as I was using it. Now, I'm just going to blow that away. I want to tell you something. I did read some reviews on this palette. I'm not trying to bash the palette at all. And someone said, you know, great colors. I'm just going to also brush away some fallout that I have. Now, I did read that someone said you have to use a light hand, and I can appreciate that. You know, I'm not bashing, like I said, and I purchased this with my own money, but it's just, I just don't think there should be tips and tricks to using a shadow palette. I just think it should be a little more user-friendly. And I do have to admit, these colors are beautiful. I really like what I have on right now. I feel very comfortable, very mod, very, you know, but just, I don't think there should be tips to using a shadow palette without having fallout or kickback or whatever all the terms are for it. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, and I did watch another tutorial, so this shade that many people are calling Shimsa, I believe the girl that I watched said that's how you say it. I'm going to go into that, and I'm just going to put it here in my outer corner. So for today's video or upload, I didn't have too much of a plan, and it will be shorter than my others because I'm only doing the eyes, but I did want to discuss something that I mentioned in one of my previous uploads, and that was in my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk video that I did. I had done Imagine, I believe, in that one. And when I do a song, what I'll do is I will search the videos on YouTube that also have that song, and then I'll link my cover of that song, because I figure if people like the song and I like singing that song, you know, why not link my video? Would it be considered self-promotion? I guess so. But like I said, if people like that song, why not link my version of that song to it? Maybe they will also appreciate the fact that I enjoy the song and did a cover. So one of my videos got a thumbs down, and I was hurt. It did hurt my feelings. And so eventually, after a little bit of detective work, I didn't try to figure out too much what had happened, but it came to be that it was this Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk video, the lip cheat and the lipstick, in which I had done John Lennon's Imagine, and I'd linked it to another YouTube video that had Imagine. Not someone else, you know, someone else's cover, just a karaoke version. I think I'll go into 1988 right now and just deepen that up a little bit further. So anyways, back to my story. Someone from that video had then gone to my Charlotte Tilbury video from the John Lennon YouTube location, and they had given my video a thumbs down and said, "Okay, boomer." Now, when I initially read that comment, I'm such a boomer that I didn't even know what it meant, and I had to look it up. So there you go. And for those of you that don't know, a boomer is another term for an old person. So I'm an old person in that person's opinion who made the comment and gave my video a thumbs down. But it's so funny because on Netflix, I'm just going to wipe away some of the fallout with my Rimmel powder. I watch the show Wentworth, which is a great show if you're looking for something and you haven't watched it yet. Highly recommend it. Great acting. Love it. And Joan Ferguson, who plays the, I don't think it's Warden, might be Warden, in a couple of seasons. She actually was born in Canada. So I believe she was born. She's Canadian in some aspect, like she literally has Canadian citizenship. But in any case, so back to my story. In that show, there is a character. I'm just looking at my shades now. I think I will go into... I incorrectly referred to this as Georgina. Sorry, this is Hugo. And that was the one that had all the fallout on it. Was it? I don't know. Okay, so anyways, back to the boomer comment. So again, I'm just deepening up the outside, and then I'll blend. There's a character on that show called Boomer, and she's amazing. And like I've mentioned in some of my other uploads, I'm not out to bash, I'm not out to judge, I'm not out to do anything, but I am just commenting on the fact that this character is a larger woman, and how they portray her in the series is that she's rough and not necessarily that intelligent, and just, you know, kind of the muscle behind a lot of the things that happen in the show. So anyways, I'm going into Wasted again just to blend that out. So as soon as I heard someone refer to me as a boomer, I thought, oh my gosh, are they saying that I remind them of this character on Wentworth? And I wasn't offended at all. I just wasn't sure where they were making that connection. So that was my initial understanding of someone calling me a boomer. So I definitely wanted to discuss that in today's upload because I thought that was hilarious. But you know, if someone younger considers me to be a boomer, and boomer means someone that is older than you are, then yes, I am a boomer. Although I should tell anyone watching this who is quite a bit younger than I am, in my generation, the term boomer literally, and I do mean that in a literal sense, referred to someone who was considered to be a baby boomer. And that was an actual period in history, the baby boomer period. So, and that wasn't me, but I will accept the title of boomer. My husband says I'm one all the time. Okay, so I put the darker colors on the outside and I blended that out with Wasted, and I'm going to show you the fallout again. Or sorry, the kickback. Is it a kickback or a kick up? I don't know, but it's a lot. But the thing is, I like how that looks. I do like that look on my eyes. Yesterday at work, I put a lot of the pink on the inner corner and then kept, so that color is Resi. And I kept the rest neutral. So now I'm just going to dip into Barb, which is right here. And I'm just going to put that on my mobile lid. For some of the looks that I've tried so far also, I did have to use a glitter adhesive from my Anastasia glitter palette. And I do know some of the comments that I've seen have to do with people being upset that they shouldn't have to, number one, use an adhesive, that it should be sticking on its own, this shadow, and number two, that they would have to go out and buy an adhesive. They don't like that. So I'm just taking a little bit of Wasted on my flat shader brush again, taking that on the inner corner, and then I'm going to apply some of my Milani Highly Rated mascara. I'm going to give my lashes a pump. And when I'm done, I can zoom you in so you can see what this looks like. And it's funny because I'm looking at my clock and I'm looking at the timer on my viewfinder. And I do remember saying that this was going to be a bit of a shorter video, but lo and behold, shocker, it didn't necessarily work out that way. Okay, so one pass of Highly Rated on one eye, and then I'll do the other eye. And I like to let this dry a little bit before I apply my second coat. Oh, so I was also going to, on continuing with the whole boomer phenomenon here, I keep getting these little, again, this is supporting the fact that perhaps I am a boomer. I don't even know what they're called on Instagram, but when people post the little sayings, you know, something about I'm in my jammies by 8 o'clock at night and watching Netflix. That's me. And also turning down the music in the car because you're trying to see where you're going. I also do that. And you know what? There's no shame in my game. I do that. So I just find, you know what? After a hard week at work, and by hard, I don't mean difficult. What I mean is just putting forth your best effort at work all week. I really do look forward to the weekend. I look forward to relaxing. I look forward to really, aside from the family time, just kind of hanging out. And yeah, I do remember my younger years though, where hanging out would be considered the most boring thing in the world. You had to be doing something with your friends all the time, and you had to be doing something that was exciting. But I will say, from a boomer perspective, with reference to doing things or exciting things, going out all the time when you're younger, I am so glad that we did not have cell phones when I was younger. Could you imagine the pressure of people being able to take your picture without your permission and not necessarily posting it without your permission on social media, but just being able to photograph random ridiculous things you did when you were young? I wouldn't want that at all. So, and while I will not discuss random ridiculous things I did when I was younger, there were quite a few. So I'm very glad that cell phones did not exist with the camera capabilities that they have nowadays. Cell phones kind of started getting big when I was around 20. It was almost my final year of university. Now, I mean, we did have the refrigerator phones that had to still be attached to your car. Like, yeah, you could use them in your car when you were driving, but they were as big as a fridge. If you don't know what I'm talking about, people who want to call me a boomer, look up Saved by the Bell and search out an image of Zach Morris' cell phone. And my fellow boomers, if you know what I'm talking about when I say Saved by the Bell, you are also a boomer. So that is, I believe, 2. It might have been 3. I also like to make it a little darker just on the inner portion of my eye. And by darker, I mean the mascara, not my shadow. So let me give one more swipe here. Like so. Let me zoom you in a little and hope I'm going the right way on the zoom. So the shadows are beautiful. They just have so much fallout, but I'm keeping the palette. I'm keeping it. So again, this was today, Amrezy ABH collab. Have a wonderful day. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and thank you for being here. Bye.